Good morning, good morning. This is Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. And this video is going to be a mix of family and fun. As you see before you, I am in Little Miss Monica's room, and I wanted to show y'all. So this will be my What's Growing Wednesday video, and I'm going to show y'all what's growing in her room, and kind of continue the houseplant tour that we've been on. So stick around. So this is Little Miss Monica's windowsill, where I have her a collection of different little pothos vines, along with some family pictures and things, and little kid puzzle toys. She started trying to count, y'all. It's kind of wild. So here we have Pearl and Jade pothos, and there's actually three of them. So this is a Pearl and Jade, this is a Pearl and Jade, and this is another Pearl and Jade. These two came from, I think, my Home Depot, and they're the exotic angel plants from Costa Farms. I really like them. Thought they were so pretty. I like that unique speckling that you see in the Pearl and Jade leaves. It was so funny to me too. The other day I was looking in one of my plant groups, and someone put a picture of a Pearl and Jade, a glacier, and an enjoy, and said, "How do you know the difference?" And I automatically looked for this green speckling in the leaves, and I knew right away which one was the Pearl and Jade. So this is one that I got from one of my friends here in New Orleans, Crystal. So I named this one Miss Crystal from Monica. So this one is Kamala, for our Vice President Kamala Harris. And again, Pearls and Jade. So I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and have been a member since 2008. I was on what they call like the centennial or 100-year line whenever I became a member. And I wanted to put Pearls and Jade Pothos in her room kind of for that reason. It's like a little subliminal message of what I hope she will become a member of one day. And again, this one came from my friend. So when I got it, they weren't starting to trail that much at all. But if you see here, you'll see where it's putting out a little tendril. And I'm trying to resist the temptation to chop and prop. Because if you know anything about me, I like to propagate plants. I like to give my friends cuttings, especially of my golden pothos, which I'll show you, the one I put in Monica's room, which is literally right here to my left. But yeah, I love these. So this one, again, is Kamala. This one is Miss Crystal. And this one is Katrina, for my little sister. Even though it doesn't start with the K, although Hurricane Katrina did start with the K, that's always an interesting story for me down here in New Orleans. So my little sister's name is Katrina, but it's Katrina with a C. So I wanted her also just to have another little visual reminder of her auntie slash godmother. And this one is really like piping up, like it's all thick and flourishing. I have a little bit of yellow, and I think on one of these plants, and they all kind of are coming up on needing to be watered. This pot is one that I got from Amazon. Really like it. I'll put the link down below. They had some like this that were matte finish, and then they have some that are gloss finish. Like I have some in my office, at like my offsite office, not at home. But I do have some, I think, in my home office. I've ordered like 5 sets of this style pot, and I really like them. Right here, oh, this baby's been with me a long, long, long time. I believe this golden pothos I got. Whew, this is going to age me for real, y'all. I got this one when I worked at my hometown library. So I was, I think, I don't know if I was 13 or 15. I literally had to get a worker's permit to start working there. So I think I was 15, because it was earlier than the traditional age that some people start working at like 16 or 18. And that was literally back in the day when if you worked before whatever the standard age, like I guess the age of emancipation of like 18. So I think that I'm accurate in saying this. I know I had to get a worker's permit. I had to go to the health department to do it. So I believe back then the rule was that if you started working before 18, especially if you were in school still, that you had to get a worker's permit in order to legally work. All that being said, this Pothos was in my hometown library. I worked as a reference page. So hey, you're getting a houseplant tour and a little bit more about me. Look at God. Um, but back to the story. I worked as a reference librarian page. So with that, I was kind of on call to put up books, to help with the North Carolina collection, to help with reference books. So that kind of got me down that rabbit hole of being a library assistant. I did that in high school, at my local high school. I still worked at my hometown county library. And then when I went to college, I started working at the reference library at UNC Chapel Hill. And then I started working at the library at the Stone Center for Black History and Culture on campus in the African diaspora. I just love working in libraries. And this plant has been with me along that whole journey. So this Pothos was like abandoned in the North Carolina collection room, and it was kind of old and just in there holding on for dear life. And it was long, 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 long and scraggly. So if you look down in the pot, you'll see where I've wrapped this around a couple times. And I probably will just come in here and cut some of this and propagate it, because like you have little strings like this, where I literally just took it and tucked it back in on itself. So you'll see that a little bit more. And I do that, one, because it made the plant look fuller. Two, because in addition to doing water propagation with your pothos, it's very easy to get golden pothos to just propagate by tucking them back down into the soil. So, and I also liked how it made it be a fuller plant. Now, in addition to the logistical reasons or logical reasons for doing this, Monica, this is right by her pack and play. And so as she got more of age and started to explore in the room, I didn't want this to trail as much because she was reaching for it and trying to pull on it and wanting to pet the leaves. So I just wrapped this back up on itself. So that's the story behind this. It's been with me literally, y'all, for 15 years, and it had some time. Like when I first moved from New Orleans, well, from Jackson down to New Orleans, it was in a room with a bunch of boxes, and I kind of forgot that it was there. And I found it, and it still had some pieces holding on for dear life, and it's come back for me several times over the years. So I always tell people, don't give up on a pothos, even if it's not looking that great or you've had a lot of yellowing. Just keep holding on. So this used to get a lot of sun. We've been keeping these blinds kind of closed, especially with some of the weather we've been having in New Orleans, trying to keep the windows and things closed and covered with some blackout curtains. So now that it's getting warmer and spring is coming, I'll be leaving the blinds open, so this should pick up more variegation like this leaf here whenever it starts to get more light. And coming back over, it's Crystal, a little collage I need to finish for Monica. This is my SilverPothos that I got from either Home Depot or Lowe's, another angel plant from Costa Farms, and it is trailing, and so far Monica has not discovered this and wanted to dig it apart. I'm trying to grab that little trail so you can see it, and the leaves are starting to get smaller. So I may have showed this in a previous video. It was in one of our guest rooms before, but I moved it to her room to give a little different variety here and break up some of the monotony of all the pearl and jade. So this one needs to be watered soon, but not too soon, because it does feel a little moist. But you can see where the leaves are starting to curl a little bit. Sometimes the curling leaves is a sign of underwatering. Other times the curling leaves is a sign of overwatering. So you just kind of have to keep your eye on it with these SilverPothos. But as long as there's no yellowing or drooping, I feel like this plant is doing okay. I also see back here where that piece by my index finger is putting up a new little tendril or leaf to come out. So with this, I may try to find or take one of my little sticks from my orchids to put this up on a pole, because I've seen where they say that if the leaves start to get smaller again, that it's trying to get more light, and if you if you prop it up on a pole, like a moss pole or something that allows it to grow upward, that will kind of kickstart the leaves to grow larger again. So just wanted to show y'all that. We're still working on renovations and things around here, so I will be at some point taking these plants out and painting this little window bench area again. But I just like her having some fresh flowers, not fresh flowers, some growing, living flowers in her room. I do have an orchid that was supposed to be in here, but I hadn't moved it yet. So I'll have to show y'all an updated video at some point when this is painted and redone and when the orchid is in place. Because we have a couple of different orchids that I got for the house, and my husband said he would prefer her have a shorter one that doesn't grow up too high, so I got a little miniature orchid for her room. And up here is initially where I was planning on putting some of the plants. So as you see, these two little blocks right here are actually additional shelves that, whenever it comes to mounting these floating shelves, I did both of these. And I have a whole nother set because when I decided to put plants in here for her, I ordered literally just a duplicate of this with the long piece and that medium piece, and then these two short blocks. But these floating shelves, I don't know about anybody else, but when I go to hang them, to really hang them efficiently and mount them and put in the little, I can't remember the name of it, dowels that help the screws from sliding out and all that, it's a work of patience, it's a work of dexterity, it's a lot. So when I got these two finished one day, I just took a break and I have yet to come back to finish this part. But what I plan on doing is taking some of the plants from the window, especially since they're supposed to be low light loving plants, and at least putting them up by here. So I think I'm going to put a little one there and one of the little blocks there. Come over here past the window and put something up on that wall, because that space is just so empty. And I'd love for it to be occupied by plants that could do well in that area. So that's my plan. Just wanted to show you that. A little more Monica's room. Love, love, love that saying. So as always, this is Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. And I do want to remind y'all, like I always say, that I believe God has given us all gifts and talents that can fix some problem that exists in the world. And while you may not be able to fix everything, I do believe we can all fix something. So until next time, I pray you would find that thing and fix it. Thanks for watching, y'all. And this is me in Monica's room.